So here is one of those myths in yoga that when you do warrior one, you need to square your hips. And I get that to a certain degree, but it's never ever that straightforward. And I want to use parts of my skeleton to demonstrate that. So this is your pelvis. As you step back, the natural movement of the pelvis to accommodate you turning your hip out is to turn the pelvis with it. So your hip turns out, so does your pelvis. But then you're instructed to square your hips. So you try to turn your hips in, your pelvis in, sorry, and your brain is getting a contradictory message. Are you trying to turn your hip out, or are you trying to turn your pelvis in? And it can end up grinding into your hip. Or, more frustratingly, you can start to feel it here in your SI joint, because this is what happens. So, there. Now this is square. You step back with your right foot, and this hip turns out. Amuse me here for a second. I'm actually going to put the ball not into the acetabulum, but I'm actually going to put it in the sciatic notch here, because my skeleton has like this long pin to connect it to, and it's just getting stuck. So I'm just going to put it there. Just bear with me. So you step back with your right foot. Your right foot goes to 2 o'clock, or what most people do is even 3 o'clock, which is even worse. There. You're turning the ball out, but your acetabulum has only so much space for you to turn out. What can happen is you can end up grinding the ball into the outside of your socket, simply because the socket doesn't have the space to accommodate you turning the ball out and turning your pelvis in. Know what I mean? And so then you're met with some resistance, right? The ball and socket is turning out. The ball and socket is typically referred to as the hip, and your pelvis is trying to turn forward. And because the muscles around are resisting, you can end up moving one side of your pelvis, which creates discomfort into what's called your SI joint, which you feel there. So when someone says that they feel it here in warrior one, it's because they're trying to square their hips and turn their hip out at the same time. So what's the remedy? What's the solution for all of this? Step back into warrior one. Whether your back foot is 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock is up to you. Mine is like 2 o'clock. And my hips now, I keep saying my hips. My pelvis is not facing 12 o'clock. It's actually facing 1 o'clock position, because that is the most natural place for it to go without irritating my SI joint. If I start to turn it forward, see, I have to bend, my heel comes off because I'm trying to turn in, but my ball and socket is jammed there. So it's facing 1 o'clock, and that feels incredible. So, summary, in warrior one, your back leg turns out and your pelvis needs to turn out as much as it needs to accommodate the turning of the ball and socket. So if you're standing with your front left foot at 12 o'clock, your right foot at 1 o'clock, that is better for your long-term health than trying to force your pelvis forward. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and don't forget to check out akramyoga.co.uk for online learning, online CPDs, and yoga teacher training.